Yeah. So, what's going on here? I had an opportunity to test drive a Cybertruck, and I took it upon myself to make it happen. I drove an hour to the service center because we got nothing on Cape Cod. And this is a very informal review. I've had this truck. It's the all-wheel drive version. I've had it for about a day. And let me tell you something. All those Cybertruck owners out there, I finally get it. I get it. This thing is unbelievable. And I was a hater. I wasn't a hater. I mean, I love Tesla. But I wasn't a believer, maybe I would say. I wasn't a believer in the Cybertruck. But this is one of the coolest things I've ever driven in my entire life. And so I thought I'd just go through a little bit of what I think, give you a little review of the car. Yeah, I'll just get into it. So this is the non-Foundation series. It's the all-wheel drive version, which I confirmed by just looking through some of the settings. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's the all-wheel drive version. Rips. I'm assuming it's a 2025. It's got about 1,000 miles on it. It's a demo vehicle. The truck bed is much larger than I thought. Like seeing it in person is just kind of a different level. Highly functional, as we know. Here's the thing. Would I like to purchase one of these? Sure, what the hell? But would I have any use for like day-to-day doing truck things? No. And I think that's probably most owners, but tonneau cover's pretty crazy. It works pretty seamlessly. I love it. When it's closed, the rear camera becomes the rear view mirror, which is pretty good. It takes a little getting used to, like anything else, but not too much of a big deal. An insane amount of room in the cabin. Touch buttons are a nice little touch. The glass roof is sick. I love it. I mean, it just gives this insane spacious element, and kind of had the way that this kind of pitches up. Also, it gives an insane amount of headroom, and then the inside. It's just the windshield just goes on for days. I mean, it's pretty remarkable. Steering wheel, I wish was like a little chonkier. Like even if they just put the Model 3 and Y steering wheel in here, I think that'd be a little better. But whatever. This is definitely better than the yoke. I'll leave it at that. But it's a Tesla. Like, drives like a Tesla, feels like a Tesla. Everything's pretty intuitive. I'm super used to having the turn signal buttons on the steering wheel for my Model 3. I love where the charge ports are up front here, just like way easier access. Ton of storage in here. There's a lot of storage in the bottom, and like under the seats, like you can definitely take advantage of that. I got my kids' car seats in here. Probably a little tight, like, 3 passengers not a problem without the car seats, but that makes it a little difficult. There's like the little window peep through, and then I love the glass roof. The wiper's insane. I will say, like, I thought it was gonna like rip off, like before having driven one, but it is engineered pretty well. It feels like a substantial wipe. You know what I mean? No pun intended. But overall impressions, I'm kind of blown away. Is it a horrible financial decision to purchase one of these cars? For me personally, yes. Would it be fun? Yeah. We would ditch the EV9 and it would be my wife's car primarily. So, she has more to say than me. But all the drive mode stuff, I mean, there's a lot to do with the towing and the hauling and the bed and all that, which is kind of cool. I mean, again, I don't really know what much of this means, but I think it can basically do all your normal stuff. It'd be fun to camp with this. I mean, I think setting up a camp in the truck bed would be awesome. It's got all your outlets and everything. Autopilot's all the same. Locks, lights, features. I mean, everything else is like what you'd find in a new Model Y or Model 3 for the most part. Obviously, the drive mode's on sport all the time. I like the easy entry with the ride height. Just kind of, goes up and down to exit and enter the vehicle. Range was actually pretty surprising. I mean, let's take a look. I mean, it's obviously all nested, but 46%, 152 miles. So yeah, we're looking like a little bit over 300 miles of range, which again, like, it's comparable to my Model 3, I think this car is probably far less efficient. Let's see if I can get some efficiency numbers on here. Yeah, like this is kind of like my old Model S numbers, honestly. Like, let's see, I can't really get that. So since the last charge, it's 100 miles. Okay, that's a good kind of like test zone. 366 watt hours per mile. Like my 3 is like under 200. So, you got to be careful with advertised range on a vehicle like this, given its size and scope. But yeah, that's the cabin. Pretty cool. I think the mirrors are sick. I like this little carve out window there, helps with visibility, certainly. So yeah, a couple other things which just Cybertruck stuff. This steer by wire is incredible. I don't know what else to say. It feels like super dialed in. You would never even know it's like electronic steering, honestly. But super tight. The turning radius, the rear, like the feeling of the rear steering is a wild sensation. That was the first thing I noticed, like, what the hell is going on? You really feel it, especially at low speeds. But it helps the turning radius dramatically, and you can make maneuvers in this truck that you wouldn't think you'd be able to do, which is pretty awesome. Performance wise, absolutely bananas. I mean, this is the all-wheel drive version. It's probably the only one I would consider getting. I think having that extra power is totally worth like the extra premium on the truck, and it just it just makes the car way more sportier. I keep saying cars, truck. So performance wise, like the handling is nuts. I was kind of giving it a good little whirl yesterday, but yeah, it feels like a Tesla. Like, it's not my Model 3 just because of the weight and the size of the car, but in terms of the motor performance, I would say you'd be right at home in something like this. Regen braking, all that stuff feels all the same. But yeah, I mean, it's really fun car to drive, and the presence on the road is ridiculous. I mean, you can't really tell if people think you're an asshole or they're like, they're celebrating the truck, but it's a lot of fun. It turns lots of heads. Like, kids love it. They think it's ridiculous. Most people are like, what the hell is this thing? So yeah, you'll certainly be the center of attention. So it's not for everyone, but that's how it goes. But yeah, it feels like a blast. I've been having a great time. It's cool being able to get like 48 hours with the truck. And yeah, I didn't know what to think at first, but I'm kind of digging it. I'm gonna miss it. The lease deals right now. This is 12th of July. The lease deals are pretty tempting. I don't want to put a lot of money down on a lease, but like with tax included and the tax credit, it was something around $850 a month with like $5,000 down, and you're just getting a lot for that. So, and also they're running a promotion. If you purchase full self-driving, you get 0% interest, which I think is also kind of bananas. I mean, you're throwing on another $8,000 onto the car, but 0% interest is pretty insane deal. They're also offering, I believe that's for 60 months. If you do 72, it's like 1% interest or something like that. So I think they're gonna try to move these bad boys. Like September 30th is like the cutoff for electric vehicles. It feels like if you don't buy one before that point in time, man, you're missing out on a lot of money. So this quarter is gonna be bananas, and I think we're gonna see some insane deals on all Teslas. But I'm curious to see what happens with Cybertruck. They're not selling a lot of these, you know, at all. So yeah, that's it. That's my review. If you have the opportunity, if you're a Tesla owner and like you can schedule, I would, and you make it happen. It's a lot of fun, and it's been fun for our family bouncing around this thing. So that's the video. See you later.